when your realtor isn't working for you, how we step in. My client Tom was being pressured into a bad deal by his agent. Here is how I protected him and saved his home buying experience. Hi there. I'm Gurfinkel, senior loan officer with 30 years of experience and over 2,000 families served over my lifetime. And if you think all real estate agents are the same, you're about to get a reality check that could save you tens of thousands of dollars. I got Tom pre-approved and sent him shopping. His agent found him a house, wrote up an offer, and was pushing him to waive inspections and offer $30,000 over asking price. It's a hot market, the agent said. This is what you have to do. But something didn't smell right to me, so I dug deeper. And what I found made my blood boil. That agent was about to cost Tom his financial future, and she didn't even care. Now, don't like or subscribe until you get to the end of this video, because I'm going to show you exactly how to spot a bad agent, protect yourself from their mistakes, and find someone who actually works for you instead of their commission check. And by the way, we refer to those agents as commission breath agents. Write that down. The red flags when your agent isn't working for you. Let me tell you the red flags I see that scream, this agent doesn't have your best interest at heart. Red flag number 1, they push you to waive contingencies without explaining the risks. Inspection contingencies, financing contingencies, appraisal contingencies. These protect you, not the seller. An agent who tells you to waive them without a damn good reason is putting their commission ahead of your protection. In Tom's case, his agent wanted him to waive the inspection contingency on a 40-year-old house. When I asked why, she said, that's just how you win in this market. Bullshit. I've seen clients discover $20,000 in foundation issues, $15,000 in electrical problems, $10,000 in roof damage. You want to waive your right to know about that? Red flag number 2. They pressure you to offer way over asking price without doing comparable sale analysis. Yes, sometimes you need to offer over asking, but how much over should be based on data, not desperation. Tom's agent wanted him to offer $30,000 over asking because that's what it takes. I actually pulled the comps myself with my limited ability. I'm not an agent, I'm a lender, but I have access to market data. Similar homes were selling for $10,000-$15,000 over asking. That's $10,000-$15,000. Hell, not $30,000. She was either lazy or didn't know the market. Red flag number 3, they rush you through the decisions without giving you time to think. We need to submit this offer tonight or we'll lose the house. Have you heard that one before? I have. Really? Says who? Good agents give you time to make informed decisions. One of my favorite agents used to tell clients that she wants them to sleep on it before writing an offer. Makes sense, right? Red flag number 4, they don't return your calls or emails promptly. If they're not responsive during the buying process, when they want your business, what makes you think they'll be responsive after closing when they've already been paid? Our agent network, it's where quality rates highly over quantity. Here is something that most people don't know. I only work with about 20% of the agents in my market. Actually, a lot less than 20% at this point. Why? Well, because 80% of the agents do 1 or 2 transactions per year. Will you want your brain surgery from a doctor who does 2 surgeries a year? I build relationships with agents who do this for a living, not as a hobby. Nothing against part-time agents. Agents who understand financing, who know how to negotiate, who put their clients' interests first. When Tom told me about his agent's advice, I knew immediately she wasn't one of my trusted partners. So I made some calls and found out more about her track record. Turns out she's been licensed for 8 months and had done exactly 3 transactions. 3. Meanwhile, I know agents who've done 200 plus transactions, who understand market dynamics, who know how to structure offers that protect their clients while still being competitive. The difference? Experience, knowledge, and more importantly, they understand that their reputation depends on their client's success, not just closing deals. I connected Tom with Sarah, an agent who's been in business for over 12 years, averaging 50 plus transactions per year, and has a track record of getting her clients great deals while protecting their interests. Now, dear agent friends, let me say this. I respect the agent community from the heart. This situation is quite rare, but yes, I've been involved in situations where, unfortunately, I had to peel a client from a bad agent to save them from making a huge mistake. Deal protection, how we review everything. This is where having an experienced lender really pays off. I review every contract, every addendum, every piece of paperwork to make sure my clients aren't getting screwed. When Tom's original agent wrote up that offer, I spotted problems immediately. The earnest money was too high for the market, the closing timeline was unrealistic, and there were no protections if the appraisal came in low. But here's the thing most people don't realize. Your lender sees these contracts and has a responsibility to point out potential issues. I'm not a real estate agent, but I've seen thousands of contracts over 30 years. I know what works and what doesn't. I also review inspection reports. Don't like that, but it happens. Appraisals, that's part of the job. And title work, also part of the job. I've got issues that could have cost clients thousands. Easement problems, boundary disputes, liens that weren't disclosed. Now, with Tom's new agent, Sarah, we restructured the entire approach. Instead of offering $30,000 over asking with no contingencies, Tom ended up offering $15,000 over asking with a strong inspection contingency and an appraisal gap clause that protected Tom if the home didn't appraise. We also negotiated seller credits for closing costs and including a home warranty. The seller accepted our offer over two higher offers because it was cleaner and more likely to close. Negotiation support. We have your back. Here is where the team approach really matters. When negotiations get tough, you want professionals who know how to work together to protect your interest. During Tom's inspection, we found some electrical issues that need attention. His original agent probably would have said, just deal with it, or ask for a small credit. But Sarah knew how to negotiate, and I backed her up with financing expertise. We presented the seller with three options: fix the electrical issues before closing, provide $8,000 credit for Tom to fix them after closing, or reduce the purchase price by $8,000. We also explained that if the electrical issues weren't addressed, they could affect the appraisal and potentially kill the deal. The seller chose to fix the issues before closing, saving Tom $8,000 and ensuring the home was safe. But here's the key. The negotiation worked because Sarah knew how to present options professionally, and I provided the financing perspective that showed why this mattered for the deal. When you have a weak agent, you're negotiating from a position of weakness. When you have a strong agent backed by an experienced lender, you're negotiating from strength. Our team approach, coordination that works. The best transactions happen when everyone on the team is working towards the same goal, getting you the best possible deal while protecting your interest. I work closely with my trusted agents throughout the entire process. We coordinate on timing, we share market intelligence, we problem solve together when issues arise. When an appraisal comes in low, we work together on solutions. When inspection issues pop up, we coordinate our response. When closing gets delayed, we adjust timelines together. Tom's experience with his new agent was night and day different. Instead of being pressured and rushed, he felt supported, informed. Instead of having protections, we built in safeguards. Instead of overpaying, he got a fair deal. The final result? Tom got a beautiful home for $15,000 less than the original agent wanted him to offer, with all contingencies in place and $8,000 worth of electrical work completed by the seller. But more importantly, he felt confident and protected throughout the process instead of stressed and pressured. Let me tell you about another client, Andrew. His agent was pushing him to buy a condo that had multiple issues. The main issue being that the condo was in a newly designated flood zone and the condo association did not have flood insurance. The agent even went as far as to tell the client that his lender could actually finance this condo. By the way, condo, flood zone, no flood insurance, that's a kiss of death for financing, just FYI. But his lender presumably could finance this condo if Andrew bought his own flood insurance just for his condo. Now, riddle me this, please. A condo is a single unit, a single flat in a building of multiple flats. How is buying flood insurance for that one unit solving the bigger issue of no flood insurance for the entire property? Not to mention that even if he was able to buy flood insurance for that specific condo, his flood insurance company would actually not cover anything should there be a flood because the condo project didn't have the flood insurance policy in place. Where it got really interesting is when the agent reached out to me and asked me point blank to convince Andrew to not back out of that purchase because the said agent needed commissions because he hasn't closed something in a long time. Needless to say, I have strongly advised Andrew to fire that agent and not walk, but run away from not just that condo, but from that agent in general. I've introduced him to an amazing agent who got him into a different project, into a different condo, and everybody lived happily ever after, saving my client the heartache of potentially buying a non-warrantable condo with a high interest rate if the financing were available and overpaying for it over the years to come. Look, buying a home is probably the biggest financial transaction of your life. Let me restate that. Buying a home is the biggest financial transaction of your life. You deserve to work with professionals who understand that and treat it with the seriousness and respect that it deserves. Not all agents are created equal, and not all agents have your best interest at heart. Some are in it for the quick commission. Like I said, we refer to those as commission breath. Some don't have enough experience to guide you properly. Well, experience is earned and learned. And some just don't care enough to fight for your best deal. I work with agents who put clients first. If you're not getting great advice, I can connect you with someone who will fight for your best deal. Here's what I want you to do. If you're working with an agent who's pressuring you, rushing you, or not explaining things clearly, get a second opinion. You're not married to your agent. I mean, you can actually divorce if you're married. You know that, right? So you can change agents if they're not serving your interest. Now, if you don't have an agent yet, don't just pick someone because they have a pretty business card or you met them at a bar. Real story, actually, I'll tell you in a different video. Work with someone who has experience, knowledge, and a track record of putting clients first. Book a conversation with me. It's free, and I'll not only help you with financing, I'll be happy to connect you with agents who will actually work for you instead of their commission check. Because here's the truth. The right agent can save you thousands of dollars and months of stress and anguish. The wrong agent can cost you your financial future. If this video opened your eyes to what good agent service should look like, smash that like button. Subscribe for more real estate insights and comment below about your experiences with agents, good or bad. I'll personally respond with advice on how to get better service. Let's make sure you're working with professionals who actually work for you. I'll see you in the next one.